Hey subscribers, thank you so much for joining me today. I am Jeremy, this is the Financial Education Channel, and today we're doing a very important video. I saw something today that Piper Jaffray, an investment research fund, did, and they polled 10,000 teenagers to see what are the most popular clothing items and food items and all these different things that teenagers are doing. Now, why the heck do we care about teenagers? Teenagers really don't have crap for money, right? Yeah, but there are two main reasons. One, teenagers are the future consumers. They're going to be the ones that are setting the trends and are using dollars to buy things over the next decades to come, right? That's one reason why it's very important to pay attention to teenagers. Two, it's important to pay attention to teenagers because for whatever reason, teenagers set trends. They're trendsetters. That's the bottom line. They decide what's cool. And I know a lot of people are like, that's so stupid. Why do the teenagers decide what's cool? I don't know. It's just what happens. It's always been that way and it will continue to be that way. And there's a lot of examples on why teenagers set things to be cool. But one of the biggest reasons, in my opinion, is because teenagers a lot of times have the time to pay attention to all these different things, use all these different types of social media, try all these different places and whatnot, and pay attention to all this stuff where when you're an older person, you know, over 25 or 30 or whatever, you're too busy focused on your life. And you're too busy focused on, I don't want to say get stuck in a rut, but you're focused on like trying to do whatever it is you do, your normal like routine and whatnot. You don't have time to check out this new social media app or do something different or whatnot. You're stuck in the same thing you usually do. And a lot of people don't really want to try new things and whatnot that get to a certain age until the teenagers make it cool and then they adopt it to the future generations, the older generations at that point. It's the way it works. So I'm going to share with you guys and show you these investment findings that Piper Jaffray did. They pulled 10,000 different teenagers from all across the United States, 46 different states. 55% of them were males, 45% of them were females. And leave me a comment in the comments section if you're a teenager and you're watching this and you agree with the survey findings. If you agree with that. And if you're someone that's not a teenager, let me know in the comments section if you guys had any clue or any idea on the way that these trends were and whatnot. So let's jump right into this. Before I put on your screen, tell me, what's the #1 clothing brand for teenagers? What do you guys think it is? What do you think it is? What do you think it is? On your screen now, we're showing the results. And the top clothing brand comes in to be Nike. 29%, that is the most popular brand. American Eagle came in at 9%. That's a surprise to me. They're #2. American Eagle is a public company. Nike's a public company. Forever 21 is 5%. That's the third most popular. They are not a public company. Ralph Lauren is a public company, so you can invest in that one if you want. That was #4. And Urban Outfitters, #3, and that is a public company as well. So the surprising thing to me on this clothing part is Under Armour not on there. I was very surprised to not see Under Armour. Also very surprised not to see Puma as one of the top ones on there. Interesting. Let's get back to it. Top handbag brands. This one surprises me. Michael Kors, a public company, is #1. #1. Michael Kors has had a tough ride over the last, let's say, 2 years as far as the stock price goes. So I'm very surprised to see Michael Kors so far out there in front of everybody. #2, we had Kate Spade, also a public company you can invest in. That got #2. Coach is another public company. They got #3. Then Louis Vuitton. That does not come as a surprise to me. Louis Vuitton being #4. If this was a bunch of super rich 40-year-olds, Louis Vuitton would be #1 without question. You don't walk around with a Michael Kors or a Kate Spade if you're a millionaire and you know you're in your 40s or whatever. You walk around with the Louis Vuitton. It's like the status symbol. It's like driving a Ferrari or a super upscale Mercedes or something like that, or a Range Rover or something. It's like you have Louis Vuitton. Anyways, back to #5 is Vera Bradley and a brand called Longchamp. I've never even heard of that. Have you guys heard of Longchamp? No clue who that is. Top footwear brands. We had Nike come in #1, no surprise to me there. Vans come in #2, Converse come in #3, Adidas number 4, Steve Madden number 5. Once again, this is footwear brands. I cannot believe Under Armour's not in that list. I cannot believe that Puma's not in that list. It is crazy to me that those two brands didn't make the top 5 on footwear. Very surprising to me. Very surprising. Is that surprising to you guys, or am I just the only one that thinks maybe Under Armour and Puma are kind of cool brands? I don't know. Interesting. Back to it. Top shopping websites, Amazon. No question about it. By far, Amazon. That's the future for, I would say, millennials. I would say even people in their 40s and 50s. You know, teenagers, Amazon is the way. That got number 1 easily. Nike, number 2. That's surprising. American Eagle, number 3. eBay, look at eBay way down there at number 4. Gosh, that one's fallen way down. And Forever 21, number 5. The surprising thing to me on clothing brands is I surprised H&M wasn't super high ranking. Because every time I go into H&M, which I shop at H&M too, I see tons of teens in there. So H&M not making the list on any of those, it's really mind-boggling to me. Really mind-boggling. Do you guys think H&M should be up there? I don't know. That's very surprising to me that they were not on there. Back to the screen here. The one thing I wanted to go over, we're looking toward the right side in the fine print. They talk about a lot of different things, and if you guys want to pause the video and read all that, you can zoom in or whatever. But the one thing I wanted to look at was, it's the second paragraph down. It's in bold black. It says, YouTube outpaces cable TV for a survey first. This is kind of no surprise to me. It's just big time that YouTube is now ahead of cable TV. And I can tell you, I'm a millennial, I count in the millennial generation, and I can tell you that I probably watch 10 times more YouTube than I watch cable TV, I'll be honest. I find my favorite YouTubers to be much more entertaining than anything I can find on cable TV. Plus, when I want to watch my favorite YouTubers, I can watch them. And it's easy. I just pull them up on my iPad and boom, I watch whatever video I want. Whereas cable TV, I have to remember, oh, I need to record that one show I want to watch or whatever. And I have to go sit in the living room to watch it and whatnot. And what if I want to watch it here in the office? What if I want to watch it in bed in my bedroom? What if I want to watch it wherever? So, not a surprise that YouTube's outweighing cable TV now. That's about all I wanted to cover on this page. So now on to the next page we go. We see top beauty brands there. We had MAC number 1, followed by Maybelline, followed by a company named Urban Decay, who I've never even heard of, followed by CoverGirl, and followed by Too Faced. There's a company that I cannot think of the name right now, but they just went public recently. They're a makeup company. And I cannot... Hey, babe, what's the name of that makeup company that just went public? Elf. There's a Elf. Elf is the name of this makeup company that just went public recently. And I'm surprised that one's not on the list because I find that to be super popular, or at least I've heard it's super popular with teenage girls and a lot of millennial girls and whatnot. The younger generation, this company named Elf, ELF is a ticker symbol if you guys want to look it up. They just went public a couple weeks ago. I thought that would be in the top 5 of makeup brands and beauty brands. Didn't make it. Surprising to me. Let's go on to the next part here. Media and devices, teen consumption. Netflix number 1. Not a surprise. 37%. Not a surprise. Netflix is going to be number 1 on there to me. YouTube number 2. YouTube will take over Netflix in my opinion someday. There will be more people consuming YouTube over Netflix, and I'm talking about teens, I'm talking about millennials, I'm talking about people in general. I just feel like that's going to happen at some point. Doesn't mean Netflix is going to fall off by any means. I just think YouTube's going to become more and more powerful as the content just gets better and better. Cable TV number 25. Cable TV will continue to fall in my opinion. No surprise there. Hulu came in with a little 3%. So you can see video consumption. Netflix, YouTube, or cable TV. Those are the 3 options right now. And YouTube, I think, is going to outpace Netflix sooner or later. Cable TV's dying a slow death, guys. It's dying a slow death. I don't know any other way to put it. They're trying their best, but it's going to just fall and fall and fall over time. Next, we're looking over on the right-hand side, top restaurants. We had Starbucks come in at number 1. No surprise there, right? People love Starbucks, men and women, teenagers, everybody loves Starbucks. Get a little sugar drink for $5. Number 2, we had Chipotle. And I wonder how much the E. coli effect and all those things that went bad with Chipotle over the last year, I wonder how much that affected this survey, if at all. I wonder if teams just kind of didn't care about it and kind of gave Chipotle a pass because they love Chipotle that much. I don't know, or maybe Chipotle would have been 20% or been number one. That's interesting. I would love to know how much the E. coli did or did not affect Chipotle. Still amazing that they could have had that big, huge blunder last year and it could still be the number 2 restaurant for teams. Number 2. It's mind-blowing to me. Other companies, E. coli outbreaks have happened before, and it tears them down forever. So, just interesting. Number 3, we had Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. Oh, I love Chick-fil-A. Number 4, we had a lot of the fast food places like Taco Bell, McDonald's, Panera Bread's Quick Serve, Olive Garden in there also. I can tell you guys, if you never had In-N-Out Burger, In-N-Out Burger would be number 1 by far if there was an In-N-Out Burger in every state. Unfortunately, you guys that don't live on the west coast of the United States, you have no clue what In-N-Out Burger is probably because you've never been to one, seen one, but I can tell you that would be number 1. I can guarantee you if there was In-N-Out in every state, number 1 without question for everybody because everybody loves In-N-Out Burger, especially young people, especially millennials, teens, everybody. Anyways, we'll go on. Next page up, we are looking toward the bottom now because the top part just didn't fit on there. So anyways, we're looking more toward the bottom. Top social media platforms, we had Snapchat come at number 1. Snapchat is just super popular among the teens. I have no clue about Snapchat. I've never used it. Have you guys used Snapchat? Do you use Snapchat? That's the one that's just been blowing up lately. Instagram coming at number 2. That's no surprise to me. I actually thought that might come in at number 1. I have used Instagram before. I hardly ever use it, but I have used it before, so at least I kind of know what that's about. Twitter comes in at number 3. Twitter still sticking in there with the teens. That's very impressive. A lot of people thought Twitter was dead, and look at Twitter coming in at the third one among teens. That's huge. That is really big. That's really big. Facebook coming in at number 4, so basically in a tie with Twitter, and then Pinterest way down there. Now, if you were to go back maybe 3 or 4 years ago and do this survey, it would have been Facebook probably number 1, Twitter probably number 2, and Pinterest number 3. Back then, Instagram was just kind of getting rolling, and then Snapchat I don't even think was created back then. I really don't even think Snapchat was around. So you can see the way the survey can change in just a matter of a few years or whatnot. Then look over on this right-hand side. This basically gives you the information I told you guys already. 10,000 teens were surveyed by this. The average age was 16 years old, so that's great. So they pulled everybody from 13 to 19. The average was 16. Average household income, a little high, so 68,000 was average household income. As I told you guys, 55% of them were males, 45% were females. They did it in 46 states, and it was covered by Piper Jaffray. So, what do you guys make out of all this? Do you make out any trends or anything like that? The one part I was disappointed they didn't show is top electronic brands among teens. I don't know if they're planning to release that in the future or maybe you have to pay them to get that information or whatnot. I really wanted to see what the top electronic brands were. Is it Apple number 1? You know, where's Fitbit in there? Where's GoPro in there? Where's Samsung? You know, what are the top electronic brands among the teens right now? What are the things they want the most? So, anyways, thank you so much for watching this today, guys. I really hope this was very, very helpful to you. I hope it was very helpful. And if you're watching this, you haven't subscribed yet, you may want to. I talk a ton about the stock market, investing, maybe videos like this every once in a while. I talk about business, being an entrepreneur. I also talk about personal finance. I thank you for watching, guys, and have a great day.